Hey, it's Jonathan Matoshnik. The question is, do I need insurance to get commercial clients? The answer most often is yes. And there's a number of different types of insurance. There's workman's compensation, there's general liability. Then you get into, of course, auto insurance and health insurance and things of that sort. But generally, what a commercial client is looking for is workman's compensation and general liability. And the reason they're looking for this is they're looking for a level of protection so that if one of your workers is injured on their property site, their insurance policy and their deductible will not have to cover it. They're also looking from the general liability standpoint that if you damage their property, you have insurance to cover the damage in the event you can't pay for it out of pocket. So, do most commercial clients require it? Yes. Do most property management clients require it to even work with you and let you bid on commercial property? Yes. But it varies by state. So by state, you're going to, you're going to see different things. So in your state, I did a little research, and workers' compensation is what you call compulsory, meaning that it's required. You have to have workman's comp. I'm in Texas. It's a state in which you don't have to have workman's compensation. We don't have to buy it. We can opt out of it. However, many of the bigger commercial clients guarantee it. Many of the homeowners don't know anything about it. They don't even know to ask for it. They don't know why it's important. So it's not as big of an issue in my state. But in your state and in many states, actually the majority of states in the U.S., it's compulsory, meaning, again, it's required. You have to buy it if you're a business. You have to buy it. Sometimes there's a state fund, there's individual insurance. Oftentimes when it's compulsory, I believe, I may be incorrect. You got to double check this kind of stuff, but you need to double check what I'm saying. I'm not from your state. In your state, it appears that once your payroll, your gross payroll exceeds $43,000 a year, then you are required to have workman's compensation for your employees. So that's compulsory, as I was saying. So even if commercial clients require it, there's going to come a point that you got to buy it anyway. So you had to have it regardless, so you might as well get it, and then you can go bid on those contracts. General liability is of value as well. So a couple things you want to think about. Workman's compensation is required. It's of value anyhow, but it's required, and you need it to get most of the jobs. And even if you're going to serve residential, once you exceed a certain payroll level, you got to buy it. General liability is valuable. It's not nearly as expensive. It provides a real level of protection to you in case at a homeowner's property you cut the wire to the AC unit and it fries, or you break something, you short something out, you catch the lawn on fire, you break out a car window. Depends on your policy. You need to talk to your agent, but depends on your policy what that'll cover. So that's the difference. Typically, workman's compensation is more of a health-based thing. If one of your employees is injured on the job, they're injured at a client property, it provides that client protection in that your workman's compensation will pick up and pay for their health care. It'll pay for their injury, and it'll pay for loss of work in most cases. And that the client of yours is not going to have to cover that bill or have their insurance policy cover it. So again, most states workman's comp's required, general liability is not. Both are generally requested for or required if you want to bid on certain property types. It is expensive. It's a cost of doing business without question. So get started, make some money, and you're going to have to do it. There's no way around it. So how do you find out about this? So the easiest way to find out about this stuff is do some Google searches for your state and workers' compensation. Google search your state, workers' compensation compulsory. Do some stuff like that. You can find some stuff on the internet and you read. Then do what I always recommend is call the guy selling it. So, if you want to learn about workman's compensation and general liability and all that, call the insurance agents, the Farmers and the Allstates and all those companies that sell insurance to businesses. And you can even look on some of the forums in the lawn care industry to see who other guys are buying their insurance from and find out who the good ones are. Call them and get an education. They're in the business of educating you so they can sell you, and find out for your state what the laws are, what's required. Get them to send you some proposals, tell them where you're at, and they'll give you some advice. They want you to become a client, so they're going to give you some free advice, and you can learn a lot simply by doing that. Then you'll know what the rules and regulations are. Then you'll know how to proceed. But insurance is required in most states, and it's not a reason not to get in business. It's not a reason to not be in business. It's not a reason to get scared. Yes, it's expensive. That's why you got to charge the right price, but go out there and get some work, and then you'll be able to afford it. And last note, general liability, workman's compensation is based on payroll. So you're going to pay more as your payroll dollars increase, the amount of money you're paying out to employees. So it generally tracks, meaning the cost, the expenditure tracks your payroll dollar expenditure. They move together. So as you have more payroll expense, you have more employees, you should be making more revenue, and therefore you can afford to pay the additional amount of workman's comp or general liability that you're going to incur. I agree, it's no fun, but it's just part of doing business. And when you build a real company, it's really important to have insurance so that one day some incident doesn't happen that wipes out everything you've spent years building. So just expect to pay it, and go get those big clients to help you pay for it, the ones that require it. Good luck.